Okay, so good afternoon, everyone. Today's Tuesday, July 14th, 2020. The time is 2:04 p.m. This is our weekly business meeting. Attending are Commissioners Duncan, Brooks, and Filios. And the first item is a Pledge of Allegiance. Dina, would you lead us, please?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, so our first item is the consent calendar, and I guess there's an exception that's going to be moved to next week.
I move that we approve the consent calendar, except for the item Commissioner Liaison Assignment Change.
I second the motion. Aye.
Aye.
Aye, and the motion is carried. Item D, payables list.
I move that we approve the payables for the week of July 6th through 10th, 2020, in the amount of $377,998.08.
I second the motion. Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Moving on to our first action item. Do we have any changes to the agenda? Hearing none other than that cited for consent calendar. First of our action items, Second Amendment to Ramsey Transfer Station for household hazardous waste facility construction agreement. And this is Cathy Mayer. Please, Cathy.
Yes, Cathy Mayer. For the record, this is the second amendment to their contract. It's in the amount of $37,595.16. And it's due to some of the things that we encountered during the project. We ended up having to take out part of the old parking lot at the Ramsey site, and we had to replace. That's about $25,000 of this change order. And then there were a lot of other minor things, curb extensions and things like that. We will have one more amendment coming. We're still in the final negotiations for project closeout. I don't know that amount yet. This will, as I explained at my monthly meeting, I believe it was in May, we will be going over our budgeted amount on this project, and we do have money within the solid waste fund to cover it. And Dina attended that meeting and confirmed that we would make the adjustment after the project's complete.
Okay. How much longer to complete?
Well, the project is complete. They have some
Okay.
defective work that they have to come in and do,
Oh,
but they
okay,
can't do it
fine.
until August. And we have some final negotiation items that we feel we shouldn't have to pay, that we're still working on.
Okay. Any questions? Motion.
I move that we approve change order number 2 for the Ramsey Transfer Station household hazardous waste facility construction in the amount of $37,595.16.
I second the motion. Aye.
Aye.
Aye, and the motion is carried. Thank you, Cathy. Item number 2, request to transfer funds from B to C budgets for the purchase of a 2020 Ford Ranger Community Development. Director Callahan, please.
Thank you, Commissioners. David Callahan. This seeks your approval of that transfer because this is money that we will not spend this year, but is budgeted in this year's budget because of COVID. It is sufficient, we've found, to cover a truck that we desperately need. I say that with no qualms. Yesterday, our chief inspector used her own car because there were none available, and that was the only option. But you will also recall that part of the usefulness of this is that we won't need to buy 2 vehicles next year, just the one. So that takes money out of next year's budget.
Okay.
Any questions? No.
Just about the fleet pricing, were you able to look that up?
I was not. I'll find
Okay.
out how much of a difference it is and let you know. But I think just so you know, but I think to me the overarching issue is if we went with the state's cost, that vehicle would not be available until December.
Right, yeah, I understand that part of it. I just want to make sure that there's no legal ramifications. I think since it's under the $50,000 mark, if he pays more for it than the state contract, then that's not really an issue, or?
Well, if it's under 50,000, there's no procurement required.
There's no
Right.
procurement, right?
If it's
So,
over 50, then it could be
Right,
prepared under the state contract.
Correct.
that's available.
Right. So are you intending to get both the budget transfer and the purchase okayed today, or are you bringing the purchase back later?
Now would be good,
Okay.
if
Okay.
possible, yes.
All right.
All right, so Bill, when you make the motion, it's the transfer of money and to affirm the purchase.
Okay.
Didn't you also have a case with wheels falling off of existing
We got
vehicles?
rid of that car.
Oh,
Yes, we did
Sounds
have
like it
that.
got rid of itself.
We repeatedly. It was embarrassing beyond words.
I'm sorry, yeah, you're right. Jeez.
Okay,
Okay, go right ahead, Bill.
I make a motion that we approve the request by Community Development to transfer funds from the B budget to the C budgets and approve the purchase of the 2020 Ford Ranger.
Good.
Second.
Aye.
Aye.
Aye, and the motion is carried.
Thank you, Board.
Thank you, David. Item number 3, request for early hire of new bailiff district court. Leslie, do you want, is anyone on?
I can handle this if, is Carlene on the line? Pete?
Apparently
Okay.
not, okay.
Okay, so this was brought before us in a HR meeting, and with the ramping up of the scheduling process, the beginning of the court opened back up for jury trials and stuff, they asked for their, the one that's potentially approved for the 2021 budget to be hired a few weeks early to start helping. And let me see if they, doesn't look like the amount was included, but it's a fairly minimal amount that will be covered by COVID funds.
Okay. You had a question? Oh, motion.
I move that we approve the request for the early hire of the new bailiff for district court using COVID funds.
I second the motion. Aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carried. Item number 4, CARES Act certification for the State of Idaho Broadband Grant Resource Management Office. Amber, you're going to be, oh, Kim.
Kim.
Yes, I'll take care of this, thank you. This is the final document that we need for the broadband application that needs to be submitted. The deadline is tomorrow. So this is the certification verifying that we will use the funding for projects to address distance learning, telehealth, public safety, commerce, and overall well-being of the citizens of Kootenai County.
Okay. Dave, do you want all those items mentioned in the motion?
No,
It's not necessary.
they're stated in the document.
Okay, fine.
Well, I move that we approve or that we certify the CARES Act grant application with the State of Idaho Broadband Grant. Is that,
Through our Resource Management Office.
yeah, well,
Okay.
Second?
aye.
When you switch around, it always.
Yeah, me too.
Aye.
Chairman Philios?
Aye, motion carried.
Bill the second.
Okay. Item number 5, proclamation of recommitment, full implementation of the Americans with Disabilities Act, ADA, Resource Management Office. Amber.
I'm going to get this one. Thank you very much, Commissioners. This was draft verbiage sent to us by the Northwest ADA that covers Alaska, Idaho, Washington, and Oregon. But we feel like it's a really good celebration of all that the county has done to provide ADA equity for everybody and access to county services, and a recommitment to further continue to excel in those services so that we can ensure everybody has access to information and services.
Okay. Motion, thank you, Amber.
I move that we approve the proclamation of recommitment for the full implementation of the Americans with Disabilities Act.
I second the motion. Aye.
Aye.
Aye, and the motion is carried. Thank you, Amber. Item number 6, change order number 3, Fairgrounds RV Project, Stewart Contracting, Shawn Riley for the BOCC and Fairgrounds.
Good afternoon, Commissioner. Shawn Riley for the record. This is a change order number 3 with Stewart Contracting in the amount of $1,323.02. This is to install 6 bollards in front of the new frost freeze, which was part of change order number 1. to avoid anybody in the RV park backing into or hitting the hydrants and causing severe water leak.
Okay.
I move that we approve the change order number 3 for the Fairgrounds RV project, and
That's fine.
that's it.
I'll second.
Aye.
Aye.
Aye, and the motion is carried. Public comment? Hearing none. 2:14, meeting adjourned. Thank you.